Hello, fraction fans. We're going to look here at how you turn fractions into percentages and some vice versa as well. We're going to look at how you use links using powers of 10 and also how you can turn decimal percentages into fractions, because you can't have decimal points and numerators and denominators that compute. So let's look at a simple one here, 5%. What's 5%? Well, we know that is 5/100ths, because 1% is 100th. How else could I express that? Well, what if I use my numerator and denominator, times them both by 10? You could say that's the same as 51,000ths. You could even go over tiny parts for your denominator, 10,000ths. Wonder what you can be measuring for that. Maybe human cell sizes or something. And 500 of those. So if you look at the numerator and denominator here, I've actually, from this first example, times them by 10, haven't I? And then from the second example, I've times it by 10 again. Well, this tells me that 510,000ths are actually equivalent to 5%. Okay, let's look at a slight increase in the challenge here. 17%. Well, that would be 17/100ths times those by 10 again. You could also express that percentage as 171,000ths. You could even express it as 1,700 10,000ths. Tiny things there for that denominator. These are all equivalent to 17%. Okay, moving on to some slightly trickier examples. 191,000ths. Ooh, let's see if I can work with the denominator of 100. How do I get from 1,000 to 100? Divided by 10. So I'll take 190, divide that by 10, 19. 1900ths. That's the same as 19%. Da, 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 da. Underneath, it's a bit trickier, isn't it? 10,000 is my denominator. 3,000. They both end with two zeros, which means they're both multiples of 100. So I'll divide both of these by 100. 3,700 divided by 100, which means I need to move the number 2 places to the right, will be 37, my new numerator. And 10,000 divided by 100, again, pick it up, move it 2 places to the right. That will be 100. 37/100ths that's 37%. I can feel my big brain expanding. Let's take it now for the last couple of examples on some nastier ones, okay? So look what we've got here. Decimals, 16.5%. Oh, well, that's easy. It's what some people say. It's 16.5/100. I hate to break your bubble there. Decimal points with fractions like this. What I could do, though, is to make life easier and not see the decimal point, I could take 16.5, times it by 10, which means I'd also need to times my denominator by 10. Suddenly, I have found a fraction equivalent to 16.5%, and it's 165,000ths. I'm going to do the same down here as well. 37.5, well, I'm not going to make the same mistake as last time. I am going to write the number 375 because I've made the decision to multiply my numerator here by 10, which means my denominator will not be 100, but will in fact be 1,000. So I can now tell you 37.5% is equivalent in value to 375/1000ths. Hopefully this clears up how we can turn some percentages into fractions and vice versa as well. Hope it helps with your work.